Hi, this is Mike from DraftBuddy.com showing off the cheat sheet compiler in DraftBuddy for Fantasy Baseball. And this demonstration is going to have to do with re-ranking players in DraftBuddy. So I'm starting with the cheat sheet compiler here, which you'll recognize from the Setup tab where we put in our league settings. At this point, I've already hit Compile Cheat Sheets, and I've created the cheat sheets over here on the Cheat Sheets tab. You can see the hitters cheat sheet. Scrolling again to the right is the pitchers, and then the overall tab over here. Pardon me, the overall cheat sheet. So, once we've done that in the compiler, and that's kind of pushed all the formulas and the math to come up with our player values, then at that point you're pretty much ready to go to DraftBuddy. All right, so as I showed in the getting started video, you would open up DraftBuddy, hit Setup DraftBuddy, and then it will pull over the cheat sheets and prep these other tabs for your draft. All right, so you can track your draft. So, the draft input tab, it was a 14-team league. It's got a draft here for 14 teams in each round to make a pick, and it goes 26 rounds. I've got the by team tab with 14 spots, 14 teams to show the roster. And then my cheat sheets are appearing now in individual tabs for hitters, pitchers, and overall. Now, the question, however, is how do I move some players around? What if I don't agree with these rankings exactly? It's fantasy baseball or any fantasy sport. Everyone has their own opinion. Drafting your own team, that's the way it should be. So is it better to edit the projections in the compiler, which you're perfectly capable of doing? Yeah, you can change the projections, rerun compile cheat sheets. But sometimes it's just easier just to re-rank some players because I got some personal preference. Don't exactly agree with this player. I'm not going to take him. I want another player up higher. Let's just move them around the cheat sheet. And I've got functionality in DraftBuddy to do that. So what you do is you go to, let's move some guys on the hitters tab. So we go to the hitters tab and you can see the cheat sheet right here. This is the cheat sheet where the players are going to fall off. Okay, they're going to fall off the cheat sheet as they're drafted. So, for example, if Jose Bautista went number one, for example, I just click on his name, hit draft player, and then he falls off here. Okay, so this cheat sheet is all formula driven. What you want to do is scroll to the right, and here is the complete cheat sheet. You can see that Jose Bautista is still there. This is the one that's copied in from the compiler, and this is where we're going to re-rank some players. You can see that the rank and the tier and the dollar values are all highlighted in yellow now. We have some re-rank buttons here by position or re-rank all positions, and the same on the pitchers. Now we're going to go over here. There's the pitchers cheat sheet, and then I scroll to the right, and there's a second copy of it right there. So the hitters. Let's move around some of these hitters. So we see Albert Pujols is number 6. Maybe we're predicting a bit of a fall off in him this year. Let's say that we don't agree with that. We want him up in the number 2 spot. Maybe Cabrera number 1. So the changes are simply, change the rank and the tier numbers the way you see fit. So Cabrera 1, Pujols number 2. And Pujols is now going to be in tier 1. And then we're going to change the rest of these guys. So then we've got Gonzalez at 3 spot, Votto 4, Prince Fielder 5, and Adam Lind 6. And he's still in tier 2, and probably rightfully so. Should be somewhat lower too. Okay, so I've got my changes in, or my initial changes anyways. Hit re-rank first base, and we'll see these guys switch right around. There we go. All right, so now we got Cabrera number 1, Pujols number 2, Gonzalez, Votto, Fielder. There's my tier drop off into tier 2, and Adam Lind is number 6. All right, and maybe we'll, as I said, maybe we want to change him again. Pretty easy to do. Maybe we'll put him more like down number 10. Okay, Michael Young 6, Shakira 7, Goldschmidt 8, Oscar 9, and we'll keep Reynolds at 11. Just behind Lind. Hit re-rank, and then we should see that change again. There we go. Okay, now you can see Adam Lind is now down in the 10 spot. The dollar values don't change. I haven't changed them. I've only changed the rank and the tier just to move the players around. But if you want to update the dollars, then you certainly can do that. That's not really necessary for this type of league because it's a draft pick style league. But if it was an auction league, yeah, you'd probably want to change the dollar amounts as well, and then re-rank the players based on the dollars. But again, it's not entirely necessary here because we are strictly going off picking the players based on their rankings. And the same method applies to any of the other positions. You can see if I further down the cheat sheets here, we've got the outfield and the catchers on this cheat sheet, and similar buttons right beside their positions. The pitchers would work the same way. Say I want to move Halliday up to number 2 behind Verlander, and he'll change Weaver to 3, Kershaw to 4, Fister to 5, and Clifton to 6. Then I hit re-rank starting pitchers, and that'll move these guys around. There we go. Alright, so Halliday is now in the number 2 spot. The other guys have shifted down, and that's a pretty easy way to re-rank the players in Draft Buddy just the way you want them. Now you still want to run the compiler first. That's going to be the first file that you use. Put in your league settings, hit compile cheat sheets, run setup Draft Buddy, and the reason for that is because it's going to set up all the tabs specific for your league in Draft Buddy based on number of teams, what positions are being drafted, whether it's an auction league or a draft pick style draft, and all those fun things. But then after that point, if you don't want to go through the trouble of getting into the detailed projections, you want to move some players around, there's late injury news, you need to move a guy down or off, then simply go to your cheat sheets, hitters and pitchers, scroll to the right and find this section, and then do your ranking changes, and you're set to go.